All right, so true to what Elon Musk had stated in the earnings call, that if you put your software on advanced and wait for the update, you will get it. So I did get version 14.1.3 of FSD. It does seem like it's on a wider rollout now. I know not everyone has gotten it, but I did actually always have it on advanced software, and this time it actually seems to have done something, or maybe they were just planning on a wider rollout anyway, and they for once checked that. I'm not really sure, but go ahead, you can read these. They're already up everywhere. The different things that FSD 14 now gives you with the arrival options, the speed profiles, and interestingly, they don't even mention the sloth mode on this little thing there, but it does say that it has sloth mode and the Mad Max there on speed profiles. Some UI improvements. Brake confirm. Let's see. So yeah, so the brake confirm is off. So you just have to press the start self driving. You don't have to hold it and wait. It'll just press it and go. So that is good. And then just the normal stuff talking about full self driving supervised. You are supposed to supervise it still. There's nothing about unsupervised. There's no indication of any less monitoring or anything like that. But hopefully this version will lead to some of that. So I just wanted to take it out today and do a little bit of first impressions drive. I have taken 2 drives today already, and both of them were very good. But let's just see how this one goes. So this is FSD 14.1.3. We do not have 14.2 yet to the wide release version. So that is supposed to be the one where basically if you don't put it on advanced, you should be able to get it on a hardware 4 car. So that one presumably will be a little bit more smooth. They do still have a little bit of some of the jitters on the braking and stuff to work out, it seems, with this version. Okay, I have it on standard. Earlier I had it on chill. I'm going to put it on sloth. In the neighborhood, I definitely want to be driving close to 25 miles per hour, not whatever is going up to about 32 miles per hour. That's too fast for the neighborhood. I'll put it back to standard when we go out here. The drives I did earlier today were actually both on chill, and that actually worked out pretty well. It seemed like it was driving a reasonable speed on chill. Actually pretty comfortable for me, going about 2 miles per hour over the speed limit. Just on the side streets where it's like 45 and going 47, that's actually pretty comfortable. I think that's a reasonable speed to be going. You're not going too slow that you're really annoying a lot of people, but you're also not speeding like crazy like Mad Max or something like that. So I'll have to play around with the different speed profiles to see how that goes, as far as whether they are appropriate for the different speeds. Okay, so I have it in standard. It thinks it's 30 miles per hour, but actually it's 45 here, and people are coming up behind me, and it decided to speed up. So it's not, see, that's not great already, because it thinks the speed limit is 30, and yet it's 45. So it's got the wrong speed for this, and I have no way to control the speed other than with the speed profiles. Now I'm going to go ahead and push the accelerator there, just because I had somebody behind me and I didn't want it to come to a complete stop like it has to do. But that's fine. Okay, so now we're in standard mode. Speed limit's 40. It actually says it's 40, and it's going 46. So a little bit faster than I would actually prefer to go. So I'm going to drop it down to chill, and it immediately slows down. And now we're going 2 over. So it seems like they might have specific speeds that they go over the speed limit based on the profiles. I'm not sure if that's exactly how it goes, but like I said, chill was the one that I liked driving with earlier. And maybe sometimes I'll do standard, but I will have to definitely try out the Hurry and Mad Max just to see how those work out. But this is fine for now. We'll just let it do this. Now, when we get to our destination, we have the option to either do curbside or parking lot. So parking lot we'll see if it actually parks in the parking lot where we want to. Before, on 13, it wouldn't do what you wanted it to do. It would just, every time you went to a destination, it would just randomly decide whether it was going to stop at the curb or if it was going to park or attempt to park, although it would normally park very poorly. And it didn't have any handling of parking garages and stuff, so I will definitely take it out for our test against the parking garage to see how well it handles the parking garage now. And then, of course, some of those other edge cases that we found, like doing some weird U-turns or some of the destinations. See if the ability to park it, choose the way it's going to park or end at your destination, will solve some of those problems that we've had with some of those different edge cases or destinations. Especially, we also had the arms for like a blocked parking lot where the horizontal bar in front of it sometimes would not stop the car. Like the car would just not see that arm and basically look like it was just going to run right into it. So definitely that was something that we needed to fix. Can't be running into the horizontal arms blocking our path. That's no good. So far, the best improvement to this is the fact that it can start from my garage back down our driveway, which is steep, and it can park at the destination. Now, the drive that we did earlier in the day where we went to a restaurant, it unfortunately chose to park in a handicap space, so I had to actually self-park in a different parking spot. But it did go towards parking instead of just stopping in front of the restaurant. And then when we got home, the destination was set at charger, which I'm not sure what that means. I guess they know that I do have charging at home, possibly. I don't know. But it just parked in the driveway, which is the first time the car had actually ever driven up our driveway, because it is a steep driveway. So that was good. Now this guy, I mean, that was kind of bold on his part. I don't think he should have gone, but I mean, he was safe. FSD was watching. All right, so we could definitely just park anywhere over here. We've got plenty of spaces that we could park. See where it's going to try to park. And looks like it's going to pull into this space right here. Okay, so this is a nice space here to just park. It's not too close. It's not handicap space or anything like that. So did a perfect job just driving us from our house to Papa John's. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty smooth right now. I have noticed on the earlier drives that it did have a couple instances where it had a little bit of hesitation getting onto the street, and that mismarked speed limit of 30 miles per hour when it's 45 is also a problem, because obviously it's going to need to go the full 45. But interestingly, as those cars approached us from behind, it actually noticed that they were all going faster, and so maybe it thought, okay, well, I just need to go with the flow of traffic here. I don't need to be slowing up traffic. So it actually was a good move on its part to then accelerate further beyond probably what it would have done in a 30 mile per hour zone. So that's good. You should really just be going with the flow of traffic. I mean, if it is in fact a 30 mile per hour zone, but it's too 2 lanes and all of the other cars around you are going 50 miles per hour, then you should not be going 30 miles per hour, because that's actually dangerous. It's more dangerous to be going 20 miles per hour slower than everybody than it would be to be going, say, 5 miles per hour slower or faster than them. So anyway, so good move. That was a nice quick drive, and I would say so far I'm really liking 14.1.3 and so happy that we have it. I will be testing it thoroughly on a lot of other situations. There's plenty more drives to be done, testing out those different edge cases. Like I said, we have plenty of areas where 13 struggled. We found places where it could not handle what it needed to do. So 14, hopefully, are going to handle all those situations. Now, I have heard that it does not handle school zones, which, again, with these speed profiles being the only way that you can control the speed, that's actually very problematic, because if it's a school zone and it is supposed to be, you're supposed to be going 25 miles per hour, but it thinks it's 45 miles per hour, even on sloth mode, the slowest speed profile you have, it's going to go 45. Now, with the context of all the other people, all the other cars going 25, it probably would go 25. But if you are going through a school zone and there happens to be no traffic, it's just going to go 45. So I really hope that they are going to be in one of these soon point releases on 14, that they actually do either give us some more options for being able to tell it that it needs to be going a certain speed, or some way to update what the speed limit is showing, or just handle those different scenarios more accurately. So I don't know how they're really going to get around that, because map data is bad in some instances. And for example, on the interstate around us, it's a 70 mile per hour speed limit, but the express lane is 65 miles per hour. So it often will get confused between the 65 and the 70, and it just flips back and forth depending on which sign it saw. Maybe that's just in the map data and stuff. And actually, there's been times where it's read the minimum speed of 40 and has slowed down. Now, it hasn't done that in a long time to actually slow down to the 40 mile per hour. That seems to be pretty fixed in version 13. Hopefully that doesn't crop back up with 14. But those speed things are probably going to be the biggest next hurdle, I think, for version 14, because there's no way for me to keep it in FSD. I have to disengage if it's not going at appropriate speed, and the speed profile is not going to fix it. So anyway, so far so good, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.